אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם ומוציא לחם מן הארץ.
Amen.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, my friends, and all of you are my friends, and welcome to Bradley University, where tonight we've come together to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Chabad in Peoria, Illinois. Yeah. How good is that? I'm Jeff Huberman. My day job is I'm the Dean of the Slane College of Communications and Fine Arts at Bradley University, and I am a good friend of Chabad. And if you don't believe it, check out my Facebook page. This is a momentous event. I hope you all understand that. It's not just the 10th anniversary of Chabad in Peoria, but it's the 10th anniversary of everything they have brought to Peoria that we have enjoyed over these last 10 years. This is also a momentous event because it's the first strictly kosher, large-scale, formal dinner event in Bradley's 114-year history. Right, so this is not just an ordinary meet and greet and eat, oh no. Surely you could tell by the hors d'oeuvres that this is a very special culinary event. Not one of those affairs where the hors d'oeuvres are those, those little hot dogs wrapped in the dough, what do you call, you excuse the expression, pigs in a blanket. No. This is not chopped liver smeared on a cracker served with, as what my grandfather used to say, a glass of tea and a piece of fruit. No. No way. As always, and you all know this, when Rabbi and Sarah Langsam invite you to dinner, you're going to eat some very, very good kosher Jewish food. Well, is there any other kind of kosher food? I don't know. And you know what they say about Jewish food? After you eat it, you're hungry again in 72 hours. And when you're invited to dinner at Bradley with Ron Gibson and Chef Josh presiding and President Glasser as one of the guests of honor, you know that elegance and the art of high gastronomy are the order of the night. And then when you take Ellie and Ron and Josh and Joanne and they all converge, well, we're in for a great time, down to the very last detail. And by the way, the dishes that you're eating on are brand new kosher dishes for the permanent Bradley collection. And the cutlery, the knives, the forks, and the spoons that are at your table are there because Rabbi Langsam was up till 5 o'clock in the morning koshering each one of them. Now, the great food that you're going to have tonight, you may ask, how kosher is it? Well, when we were planning out kosher food service for Bradley, when we were building our new 4 new kosher kitchens here at Bradley, we talked to Rabbi Langsam, who certifies kosher for us, certifies kashrut, and I said to him, Rabbi, I want this koshered at a level sufficient that you will eat the food. When I see you eating the food, I'll know it's okay. So my advice to you tonight, if you have any question, is watch the rabbi. When he chows down, dig in. When you see so much good food and happiness, you know it's a Jewish celebration. That's how we do it. Every celebration has to do with eating well and having a good time. So tonight we come together to celebrate that 10th anniversary of Chabad in Peoria. It was 10 years ago, with the encouragement and the support of Dr. Tom Halprin and his extraordinary family, that Ellie and Sarah Langsam arrived in town from Crown Heights in Brooklyn. I'm from Brighton Beach, but Crown Heights is okay. They founded Chabad in Peoria, an organization that's an extension of their own house and their own lives, dedicated to doing good deeds in every corner of the community, Jewish and otherwise. You may ask, what is Chabad? Chabad Lubavitch is a Hasidic movement in Orthodox Judaism. It is one of the world's larger and best-known Hasidic movements. Its official headquarters is in Crown Heights, that section of Brooklyn, New York. And the organization is said to be today the largest Jewish organization in the world. Now, the name Chabad is really interesting. It's an acronym for 3 Hebrew words: Chochmah, Bina, and Da'at. Chochmah, wisdom. Bina, understanding, and Da'at, knowledge. Wisdom, understanding, knowledge. What a perfect fit for Bradley. Because here at Bradley, we are also in the knowledge, understanding, and wisdom business. That's what we do. And the Talmud tells us that hate is only possible where there is an absence of understanding. And so those words are chosen for their power to wipe out hate from the world. That is no small mission. Chabad was founded in the late 18th century by Shneur Zalman of Liadi. The Lubavitch branch takes its name from Lubavici, the Russian town where the group was based until the early 20th century. But it was the renowned and revered Rebbe Menachem Mendel Schneerson who in the 20th century turned the movement into a powerful worldwide force within Judaism. Chabad maintains institutions in over 1,000 cities around the world. And in the early 21st century, get this, there were an estimated 3,300 Chabad institutions around the world in 70 countries, providing outreach and educational activities for Jews through Jewish community centers, through synagogues, schools, and camps. And we've got one of those centers right here in Peoria, Illinois. In the USA, there are over 600 establishments, 300 in Israel. Chabad has a presence in 950 cities around the world, 178 in Europe, 14 in Africa, 200 in Israel, 400 in North America, 38 in South America, and 70 in Asia. And it's got one in Peoria right here, right now. Chabad.org is currently the largest Jewish educational website worldwide. Here's how it works. This is the good part. Typically, a young Lubavitch rabbi and his wife in their early 20s, with 1 or 2 children, will move to a new location, and as they settle in, will raise a large family, who, as a family unit, will aim to fulfill their mandate of bringing Jewish people closer to Judaism and to performing mitzvahs. That's exactly how we got our young 20-something rabbi and his wife in their early 20s. Now, 10 years later, at least one of them, I'm not mentioning any names, is in his early 30s. That's Rabbi Langsam and his wonderful family. Ellie, Sarah, and the 4 kids. They are collectively, and you all know this, a force of nature. And behind every great force of nature, there is an irresistible force. And in Chabad, like in every other aspect of Jewish life, it's the Jewish mother that is the irresistible force. And we don't want to minimize this. How irresistible, you might ask? Well, you know the difference between a Jewish mother and a terrorist, don't you? You can negotiate with a terrorist. But they are, and they have been since the day they arrived, a whirlwind of activity. They started the first Peoria Chabad house in their house. And then they moved to bigger quarters at Knoxville and Lake, and soon they're going to be on Bradley's campus full-time. But there's still great things that go on in their house. You know, just about every week there's an event for women only called Around Sarah's Table, where they have a great lunch and they learn a lot. And I'm told that the best part of it often is the incredible challah that Sarah makes by herself. It's homemade. It's supposed to be the best anybody has ever tasted. I've tasted it. It's true. It is her grandmother's recipe. That, rumor has it, is based on the original recipe of manna from heaven. Full disclosure, I started that rumor. They have also brought to Peoria a summer camp for kids, community holiday celebrations with an emphasis on celebration. If you've been to the Purim parties, you know what I'm talking about. If you've been over there for Sukkot, you know what I'm talking about. They built a community mikvah. They teach adult education classes. They teach children's education classes at the day school. And they reach out to all the surrounding communities of central Illinois. I'm telling you, there are Megillah readings and lulav shaking going on in the prisons in central Illinois. And in recent years, Chabad has greatly expanded its reach on university and college campuses. There are Chabad student centers are active in over 100 campuses, and Chabad offers varied activities at an additional 150 universities worldwide, and we've got one on our campus. And oh my, what Chabad has done on the hilltop. By the way, one of the people we've learned a lot from, and one of the great people we have here tonight are David and Goldie Teichtel, who run the incredible Chabad House at the University of Illinois, and they're here as our guests tonight. So, what's Rabbi Langsam done on the hilltop? Well, he's helped bring us full kosher service in our residence halls. He worked with Ron Gibson and Seth Katz and Ken Golden and Gary Anna and Adam Lontai with the full backing of President Joanne Glasser, and they brought 4 kosher kitchens and full kosher food service in our residence halls at CRC standards, as interpreted by Rabbi Langsam's own PK, Peoria Kosher Heksher. Yeah, it's pretty good. And I want to tell you, it is as good as it can be. If you have seen some of the pictures Bradley put on its website of Rabbi Langsam inspecting lettuce to put on our sandwiches, you know there's not going to be a bug anywhere near those sandwiches. And he brought us, we have to do a shout out tonight to David Shiner. He brought us David Shiner to be the mashkiach, and he's here working in the kitchens tonight. This is, there's always culture shock when people from the big city, especially from the East and other places in the world, come to the Midwest. And David Shiner came to Peoria from the big city, and when he came here, we didn't have his apartment ready for him, and so one of our friends at Bradley volunteered to put him up at his farmhouse in Metamora. David told me one day he's sitting on the porch of the farmhouse. He saw this cloud of dust up the road, and he he walked out to see who could be approaching, and it was this Illinois farmer pulling a wagon. Oh, what did David do? He says in a typically nice Chabad way, "Good afternoon." "Afternoon," said the farmer. David said, "Where are you headed?" He says, "Town." And what do you got in the wagon? The farmer says, "Manure." David said, "Manure? What do you do with it?" Farmer says, "I spread it over the strawberries." And David said, "Well, you should come over to Bradley for lunch someday. We use sour cream." And we do. Well, the Langsoms and Chabad of Peoria have brought the holidays to Bradley University like we never had them before. They bring food to Bradley University. They've started an organization for observant students called Jewish Bradley Chabad. They are active in Hillel. They do all kinds of events with AE Pi. Rabbi Langsom has gone with us on recruiting trips to try to attract and bring more observant students to Bradley, and he's doing an incredible job. He teaches Hebrew as an adjunct professor. They have Shabbat services and Friday night dinners that typically attract 80 to 100 people. And the food, oh gee, were any of you around for Hanukkah last year when we had the big menorah lighting in the student center right about where we are now? Did any of you taste those latkes that Sarah made for them? Well, you're going to have another chance coming up real soon, and I recommend it. And of course, there's this celebration tonight. Now, the incredible thing is, I have to say all this about Ellie and Sarah Langsom because they won't say it about themselves. They don't take credit easily. They make a life of giving credit away to others. Why? Because it's a mitzvah. There's an old Kabbalah saying that when a mitzvah, which is an obligatory good deed, is fulfilled, an angel is created. Well, my friends, Peoria's Chabad Lubavitcher Rebbe has got a whole flock of them. Call them Ellie's angels. Psychologists tell us that the natural, charismatic, high-energy leader of the pack is called an alpha male or an alpha female. The kosher Jewish Chabad version of that is the Aleph male, I guess. So, my friends, it is now my great pleasure to introduce to you the Aleph male half of the rabbinical power couple of Peoria, Illinois, the maestro of the mitzvahs, the mensch of the mention, and the rabbi who spent until 5 a.m. this morning koshering every spoon and fork on your table, Rabbi Ellie Langsom.
I would say, after such a speech, that only my mother would believe what you said. But even my mother, sitting in the room tonight, might question all that as well. Thank you, Dr. Huberman, and my dear friend, Jeff. There was a rabbi who was well known for his sermons that always took the same exact 7 minutes. And one day, the sermon went on for an hour. So one of the congregants asked, "Ma nishtana?" Although it wasn't Passover. He says, "What's the difference? That today the speech went longer than usual." The rabbi, in his great Talmudic wisdom, answered, "Simple. I always think about the speech on my 7-minute walk to the synagogue. Today, there was construction, and so I had to go a detour. Ladies and gentlemen, it took us 10 years to reach this podium. But fear not, the message I have for you can be summarized in 5 words. Thank you and thank God. Thank you all for joining us tonight on this evening as we celebrate together the milestone of 10 years of Chabad in Peoria. It seems like just like yesterday, when we had our very first model matzah bakery in this exact ballroom. These 10 years have gone by rapidly, with so many exciting events, great programs, and most importantly, the personal friendship and relationship that we have forged in this decade. Thanks to each and every one of you, we can proudly proclaim that Chabad plays in Peoria. Each of you sitting here in this room tonight, and many others have helped make this happen. Some through direct involvement, others through financial support, and others with the moral support and by the spreading of the word. My dear friends, it is difficult for me to describe the overwhelming feeling of the gratitude and love that we feel towards each and every one of you as I stand here tonight in celebration of this milestone, surrounded by so many friends and supporters. People often ask me, Rabbi, do you miss the community in Crown Heights? And I say to them, this is my community. Peoria is my home. Thank you for welcoming me warmly, for the support you have given us along the way. Thank you for joining forces with us in our efforts to bring more Judaism to this wonderful community. Thank you for helping us illuminate Peoria, Bradley University, and beyond, one soul at a time. But I thank God for giving me the opportunity to be able to be part of the Rebbe's army of over 3,000 Chabad Shluchim emissary families around the world, who bring the warmth and joy of Judaism to the Peoria and Bradley community. We thank God for blessing our efforts with success beyond our wildest dreams. I thank God for my wonderful parents who have joined us here tonight, and for my in-laws who joined us in spirit, who allowed their daughter to leave home. My in-laws come from England. We appreciate their love, encouragement, support, and help. May they be blessed with long and healthy years to continue to shep nachas from us and the entire family. I've been asked, what are the plans for the future? The Lubavitcher Rebbe challenged us to treat Chabad Center like a successful business, in the sense that we must never be satisfied with what has been achieved, but to look ahead for even greater opportunities and to achieve even more. Tonight, as we celebrate our first decade of service, we publicly declare our rededication to increasing our efforts to the benefit of the Peoria and Jewish Bradley community. With God's help, and with your continued involvement and partnership, Chabad will continue its efforts to touch every person with the warm, loving guidance of the Torah, mitzvahs, until the ultimate redemption with the coming of Mashiach speedily in our days. My dear friends, at the onset of our program, there is somebody very special in this room who I would like to introduce. I'm sure you all heard the famous expression, behind every great man is even a greater woman. Well, in my case, I agree with the last part, in terms of who the greater spouse is. But not with the first part. My wife, Sarah, is the one who is always coming up with the good ideas, and I'm the one saying, great, I'm right behind you, Sarah. Seriously, I don't know what I did to deserve such an amazing partner in life, who is not only a wonderful wife and an incredible mother to our children, but the one who is the heart and soul of every Chabad program. We offer and always providing the perfect touch of wisdom and support in every situation, including tonight. I ask my wife Sarah to please rise. You know, there's so many special people that we're going to be honoring here tonight. But we start off with a woman. As every Friday night, the women always begin to bring in the beautiful onset of Shabbat. Every Friday night, we sing the following song from King Solomon's book of Proverbs. At the Shabbat table, Eishes Chayil mi yimtza, a woman of valor who can find, V'rachayk mipnei michra. Her value far exceeds that of gems. Indeed, the true worth of the woman of valor radiates from within. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we present the Eishes Chayil, Woman of Valor Award to President Joan Glasser, in recognition of a lifetime of giving from deep within herself to make this city, Bradley University, this world, a better place for all people, but especially for young adults about to take their productive and life-changing places in society. That is what her life has always been, and it is to this day. A dynamic and visionary leader, serving the needs of higher education and charitable foundations, as well as her vision and dedication to furthering Jewish awareness at Bradley University. President Glasser's generosity of spirit is paralleled only by her profound humility. Understanding and refined, kind and compassionate, focused and determined. The song from Proverbs says it best. A woman of valor who can find. Her value far exceeds that of gems. Strength and dignity are her garb. She looks smiling towards the future. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. Give her praise for her accomplishments, and let her deeds laud her at the gates. Ladies and gentlemen, as the song of Eishes Chayil is sung before us in its traditional melody and original Hebrew lyrics, please welcome the recipient of the Woman of Valor, the President of Bradley University, Joan Glasser. Presented to President Joan K. Glasser Esquire, November 20th, 2011, the 23rd of Cheshvan, 5772, Chabad Jewish Center of Peoria and of Bradley University. I'll ask the Bradley students to please join us.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Langsam, for that overly generous introduction and for honoring me this evening with this spectacular award. My mother, Avashalom, would be very proud indeed. I'd like to honor and acknowledge the presence this evening of not only my wonderful Bradley students, but some very dear colleagues and friends that I get the opportunity to work with every day. Not many people know how wonderful it is to have such wonderful Jewish colleagues on the Bradley campus, and our wonderful MC for this evening, the Honorable Dean Jeffrey Huberman, our Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Alan Galsky, and our Associate Vice President for Communications, Shelley Epstein. I'm also very honored to have the presence this evening of my very dear friend, Senator Dave Kaler. You make this evening that much more special. I am truly overwhelmed and some would say somewhat verklempt that you, Rabbi Langsam, and the Peoria Chabad selected me as the Woman of Valor. I have to admit I was really taken back when you recommended me for this award. You know, after all, valor is usually associated with military heroes who face great danger in oftentimes fields of battle. Someone who sacrifices himself or herself for her country or a great cause. But then I thought for a little bit and I looked deeper into what the real meaning of valor means. And the word comes from Latin and it means strength. Valor refers to anyone, not just a soldier, someone who shows great courage or bravery when encountering significant obstacles in his or her life. I suspect there are many of us in this room who have demonstrated valor in our lifetimes along life's journey. We know of some heroes from this very community, both the Peoria community and the Peoria Jewish community, who are very worthy of this title, a Woman of Valor. Betty Friedan, she immediately comes to mind when crusading for equality and justice for women 50 years ago from her Peoria roots, not just far from the Bradley Hilltop campus. It was Betty Friedan who became one of the most prominent thinkers and political activists in the 20th century. She certainly, Rabbi, was a woman of valor. And Susie Komen, she also grew up in Peoria community as well, not too far from the hilltop. And though her life was cut way too short by breast cancer, a very dreadful disease that I too am familiar with, Susie Komen's name and cause became well known around the world. She courageously fought the disease at a time when women were expected to suffer in silence. But she did not. She elicited a promise from her sister, Nancy Goodman Brinker, to work to find a cure. And Susie Komen's legacy is the largest and best funded breast cancer organization in the world, and the great hope for all of us today that there will one day be a cure. Are Susie Komen and Nancy Brinker women of valor? I think they are. So I am deeply, deeply humbled to be considered in the same terms as these great women. Betty, Susie, Nancy, they are all heroes to me, and I suspect they are to you as well. They've made an impact on this world, and I try to work every day to fulfill the legacy of another woman, another Peoria woman, our founder, Lydia Moss Bradley. She also changed the world for the better. She made opportunities available for thousands of students, some in this room tonight, opportunities to learn and to grow, opportunities to improve themselves, opportunities to fulfill their dreams for the future. And unlike the other women that I mentioned, Mrs. Bradley was not of our faith. But she did firmly believe in being inclusive and accepting of all others. She welcomed students of all faiths and of all races into our institution. and she particularly embraced the ideas of educating women, and the first graduate of the Bradley Polytechnic Institute was indeed a young woman. Mrs. Bradley was truly a woman of valor, and we try to live her ideals and pursue her vision every day here on the hilltop. We've had some assistance in that pursuit the last several years. That help has come from our own Rabbi Eli Langsam. Now, I don't want to embarrass the rabbi by bragging too much about him, but I do think it's important to share with you some of the very positive impact he has had on our campus. First and foremost, he is a very consistent presence on the hilltop. I've seen him myself at the new Hillel House meetings with students and conducting High Holy Day services with them. I have been present with him when he enhances the spiritual life on our campus, whether it's blowing the shofar on Rosh Hashanah, or lighting the 6-foot menorah on Hanukkah, or sharing the etrog and lulav on Sukkot. And Rabbi Langsam is there for our students. And I have seen him and his lovely wife Sarah share their Shabbat dinner with scores and scores of our students. I want to tell you, as Dean Huberman has already done, Sarah is a fabulous cook. The students truly enjoy her home cooking. And speaking of food, and isn't it essential in all of our lives, the Rebbe has been a wonderful partner in establishing our kosher kitchens, finally here on our campus. What started small with some sandwiches has now grown into 2 kitchens for dairy and meat in our newly remodeled Geyser cafeteria, and 2 new additional kosher kitchens in our brand new Hillel house. These kitchens not only provide delicious dining options and social outlets for our students, but they are also valuable features for Jewish students who are now considering attending Bradley University. Our university is making a concerted effort to attracting more Jewish students here, especially from the East Coast, where I recently returned yesterday from New York. Rabbi Langsam has met with students and traveled to high schools to sing Bradley's praises all over. And as you know, he is a terrific recruiter and someone who is hard to say no to. And now he is even a member of our faculty, teaching a Hebrew class in our College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. There is yet another way to broaden the Bradley experience for students, and including Rabbi Langsam as part of the Rabbi family. The list just continues to go on, and our future is bright with both he and Sarah and their beautiful children. Thank you, Rabbi and Sarah, for being part of our family. I leave you now with a story from Jeremy Kagan, author of The Jewish Self. He tells of a renowned teacher who asked his student, "What are you watching when you sit on the hillside in the late afternoon, as the colors turn from yellow to orange and red, and finally darkness?" The student paused for a second and answered, "You are watching the sunset." Teacher paused a second and smiled and responded, "That is what is wrong with our age. You know full well you are not watching the sunset. You are watching the world turn." At Bradley University, we look ahead to turning the world, not behind at the sunset. And with your help, we will continue to do so. Thank you all for being here tonight and for honoring me with this most prestigious award. I pledge to you that I will continue with my heart and soul and every fiber of my being to continue to work hard to bring the Peoria Jewish community and the Bradley community together for the betterment of all of our students and all of our community. God bless you all.
It's both my honor and pleasure to call up our next honoree. Before I do so, I would like to share a personal poem expressing my feelings as we celebrate our first 10-year milestone. Young and energetic, a clear vision and goal. With youthful excitement, we would fulfill this role. As we hopped on the plane, a husband and wife, dreams of the future would share the beauty of Jewish life. This was 10 years ago when we moved into town. We drove to the city, which we now call our own. The beauty of Peoria was seen on that late summer night. The people here in town have their own special light. As we entered our home, our emotions bursting, excitement filled with loneliness, mixed with loneliness, but a vision for those thirsting. A welcoming basket filled with gifts at our door, a greeting, a reminder of our life we would share with more. The days moved by quick. We made visits to those sick. Friendships were formed, camps run, and classes taught. Shabbos we hosted with friends young and old. This was a place to visit, we were always being told. The taste of tradition we shared with all we knew. Holiday events we created for families too. It was not long before our friends here in town became like our family and we cared for everyone. Each second, each moment, we would brainstorm and plan how to keep up the growth and excitement for each one. Our children were born, each one a blessing. We shared our joy with our community, who was so thoughtful, giving, and caring. Our children formed friendships. They became part of our team. In their own special way, they showed what Judaism means. The years have flown by. So much has transpired. Peoria has grown and continues to be a place to be admired. A small American city, still beautiful by day and night. A place beaming with activity and joyful Jewish life. A decade can pass so quickly it seems, yet we treasured each moment and we strive to continue our dreams. As we celebrate this milestone with each of you, dear friends, our vision for the future will continue to the end. Our youthful energy hasn't left us. We thank you, God, for all our strength. Thank you for each and every blessing and for each guided step. As we head on with our mission to continue showing the light of our precious Jewish heritage, to teach from wrong to right. Children are the future. The youth we know will grow. The seeds we sow today will always be there to show. So we ask you, dear God, to help us and continue paving the way, making today the reality every single day. Our founders, Dr. and Mrs. Joan Halpin, are the ones to thank tonight for their vision, determination, and ongoing support in making Chabad a reality here in Peoria. My children explain that although our home isn't always sunny, outside the Halprin's home, our neighbors, the sun is always shining. They claim this must mean that Dr. and Mrs. Halprin are tzaddikim, they're righteous individuals. I agree, as I'm sure many of you here tonight do too. Please join me in welcoming Dr. and Mrs. Halprin to receive the Founders Award.
Tonight we present the Founders Award, presented to Dr. and Mrs. Tom Halperin, November 20th, 2011, the 23rd of Cheshvan 5772, Chabad Jewish Center of Peoria and Bradley University, a beautiful picture of the Lubavitcher Rebbe. Just like Dr. Halperin is a visionary, the Rebbe had a vision to make sure that every single community has a Chabad center. And thanks to Dr. and Mrs. Halperin, Chabad in Peoria was founded. And we see that the Rebbe is giving a blessing, a cup of blessing known as Kos Shel Bracha. The Rebbe's blessing should be pouring upon the entire Peoria community, and especially Dr. and Mrs. Tom Halperin.
So much for the kind introduction. It's been a pleasure to watch Rabbi and Sarah grow their organization and their family for the past decade. We feel honored to be included as part of their Chabad family. But truthfully, we didn't do anything special. We only did what anyone else would have done if they were in our position. Why did we help Chabad get started? We did it for the sake of our own children. Let me tell you a little bit about our sons. Dan and John love Chabad. They loved it from the first minute that we entered a Chabad synagogue in Florida while on vacation. The year was 1988, and we received a warm welcome as newcomers. The friendships which began at that time have remained strong until this day. Dan and John are challenged learners. They say and do foolish things at times. Let me give you an example. I'm a Cub fan. My mother was a Cub fan. My grandmother was a Cub fan. They grew up in Chicago. But my sons, at a very early age, rejected my team, and they became Cardinal fans. Is that foolish or what? As a Cub fan, there is one worst fear that we have. It's have to hear the following words. The Cardinals won the pennant, the Cardinals won the pennant. And we have one worse nightmare too. And it happened again this year. Cardinals won the World Series. But wait till next year. Wait till next year. Albert's going to be wearing Cubby blue. And we're going to go all the way. But I digress. How did we make the original arrangements for the Langsmans to come to Peoria? First, we went to our good friends on the board of directors of Agudas Achim. They were in need of Hebrew teachers, and they agreed to hire the Langstons for a period of 4 years. Next, we went to some good friends who preferred to remain anonymous, who also agreed to support Chabad financially in those early years. Thanks to all of the efforts of those early supporters, the Jewish community of Peoria has been placed more firmly on the Jewish map of the world by the presence of Chabad. We have been amazed at the effect that Chabad has had on Peoria. Chabad has raised the bar for Jewish education, and now many, if not all, of their programs are embraced by the other Jewish organizations in Peoria. Here are a few examples. A community Rosh Hashanah dinner, pizza in the hut for Sukkot, a public Hanukkah menorah lighting at the mall or at a Reuben game at the Civic Center, or a menorah building activity for families in private homes. a Purim festive meal, a Passover matzah bakery, a Lag BaOmer barbecue at Cartville, a community ice cream social for Shavuos, the Gan Izzy summer camp for kids. The list also includes, as we've heard, numerous programs for college students at Bradley as well as ISU, Knox College, and elsewhere. In addition, our adult education opportunities like Lunch and Learn, weekly Tanya classes, Jewish Learning Institute courses, Women's Birthday Club, Around Sora's Table, and mikveh training. For the children, there is the Chabad preschool. There's also the Chabad Hebrew School, bar and bat mitzvah training, and much more. Don't forget the hospital visitations, chaplaincy services, visits to prison inmates, counseling for those in need, and religious services for bris milah, weddings, funerals, as well as holidays and Shabbos. Rabbi, after 10 years of our community watching you and trying to imitate you, we are left with just one question. What is that crazy Meshuggah going to do next? Finally, I want to thank my wife, Joan, for tolerating all of my eccentricities for the past 43 years, one of which is Chabad. And I do want to mention the presence of two special guests, came all the way from Israel, Rabbi Jacob Ackerman and his son Naftali. Rabbi Ackerman, 40 years ago, some of you do know and some may remember, he started the Peoria Hebrew Day School, where my kids all went. Many of the parents in this room, their kids went there as well. And without that, we wouldn't have had the initial spark to get Chabad here in Peoria. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Halpern, for those warm words. And if it's not for you, I don't know if you'd be standing here tonight. The Rebbe always taught us that we have to love every single person, regardless who they are. It's thanks to Dr. Halpern that I had the opportunity to meet some wonderful people. In August of 2001, when we first arrived in Peoria, young and energetic, as my wife mentioned so eloquently, with a mission to meet every Jew that we can encounter, I walked in to the Kroger's on Knoxville and Lake. And I'm so excited that I meet the first person and I shake his hand and I say, "Good afternoon. I'm Rabbi Langston. Who are you?" "I'm George Jacob." He says, "You must be Jewish with a name like Jacob." He's like, "No, but I love the Jews." And I say, "And I love you too." And from then on, we created an unbelievable relationship. Myself and George have been known each other for 10 years. A mensch is an understatement. As we say, a tzaddik, a righteous man, definitely reaches that level. George is somebody that has done things for the community like no one has ever known before. But unfortunately, after his terrible accident, people have gotten to know a little bit about George. Well, I had the honor, and I take this seriously as an honor and privilege to have known George. George has been one of the only people who are not Jewish that can actually say, Chabad! And as every one of our menorah lightings, George always came as a representative from the city, from the mayor, to read our proclamation. It's only befitting for me tonight to recognize our Community Service Award to somebody who is an unbelievable man. Unfortunately, today, he cannot express himself as he would love to. And of course, maybe he wouldn't because he's such a humble person. But it is my pleasure, privilege, and honor to introduce the Community Service Award to a very dear friend of mine, Mr. George Jacob. present this painting. Happy is the man that finds wisdom and the man that gains understanding. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. A man who makes peace and was always pleasure to be in his presence. The Community Service Award presented to Mr. George Jacob, November 20th, 2011, the 23rd of Cheshvan 5772, Chabad Jewish Center of Peoria and of Bradley University. Very special thank you to Janine, who's always there for him, an unbelievable wife. Every time I call, she says, Rabbi, don't worry, George is always looking to see you. And I want to tell you a secret. Every time we always met, George always offered me a drink. We used to go, he owns President of Budweiser. So he knew that, maybe a drink. But we always gave me a drink of water. And he always welcomed me and always recognized me. Even after his illness, as Janine could attest to this, every time I met George, he always said, Rabbi Langston, but only after a drink. Janine, how about we give him a drink, and we'll see if George will acknowledge us being here tonight. George, thank you so much for coming. Give me a hand. Jake, please.
Can you hear me okay? All right. On behalf of my dad, thank you. Rabbi, congratulations to you and your family. You have accomplished so much for the community here in Peoria, and the city of Peoria is better for it. My dad enjoyed spending time with you many times over the past year and a half. Rabbi came to visit my dad and pray with him. Thank you, Rabbi. It means so much to us. My dad is honored to receive this award. Thank you.
George never let me down. Let's hope he can do the same. George, let everybody know who is the one that gave those vans that those campers at Camp Ganizzi can drive around. George, are we going to say? Who's speaking to you, George? George, thank you. They say the story about the man that was was once traveling, and he stopped by a tree, and the tree gave him such shade and comfort. And he turned to the tree and he said, "Tree, I wish I can bless you. With what shall I bless you?" And he says, "I bless you that you should have shade." And the tree says, "But I already have shade." He says, I bless you that you should have water going underneath you. He says, I already have water going underneath you, underneath me. He says, I bless you that you should grow strong. He says, I already have that. He says, I bless you that the seeds of your tree should continue on just as good as you. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the Generation of the Generation Award, we introduce a very special couple, Dr. and Mrs. Ira Uretsky, who have made sure to continue on those seeds of Torah. Ira made sure to purchase a pure tefillin for the bar mitzvah of his son Michael. And Beth made sure that her daughter goes to Hebrew classes to continue on that Jewish education. We have to make sure that those seeds continue planting. And then we are making sure that we have a generation to look forward to. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce to you tonight our Generation to Generation Award, Dr. and Mrs. Ira Uretsky. Tonight's Generation to Generation Award, we present a challah board. As we all know, the family gets together on Shabbat. We started off with the Friday night Eishes Chayil. We conclude with the challah board. Generation to Generation Award presented to Dr. and Mrs. Ira Uretsky, November 20th, 2011, the 23rd of Cheshvan 5772. Chabad Jewish Center of Peoria and a Bradley University. May they be able to sit together with their family at the Shabbos table, happily for lange gesunte Jahren, for long happy years, and continue on that special Shabbos tradition as we sit together as one Jewish family.
I'm going to keep my remarks brief as the night is getting long. Quite honestly, when the rabbi came to me and Tom Halpern came to me and told me that I was going to receive this reward, you have to understand, if you're from New York and a Yankee fan offers a Met fan an award, maybe Mashiach is coming. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. I think you'll find by this video that this video is worth more than 1,000 words, and if you turn your attention to the screen, you'll see how Chabad truly pays in Peoria.
In August of 2001, Rabbi Eli and Sarah Langsam moved to Peoria, Illinois to serve as emissaries of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson. Joining the network of over 7,000 emissaries around the world, their mission is to reach out to all Jews, regardless of affiliation, and to offer programming and services catering to every Jewish need, and to change the landscape of the Jewish future. One child, one person, one community at a time.
Chabad is based on the teachings of to love your fellow Jew as yourself. We welcome everyone to Chabad, regardless of your level of observance, affiliation, background, or level of knowledge.
The Chabad has welcomed us with open arms, has really been wonderful for our family, has made us feel like a part of the Jewish community, has taught us a lot about things that we didn't even know about our religion and about being Jewish.
2006, I came to Peoria from Los Angeles, and we actually were a little concerned about what Yiddish thing there would be there. And I kept on getting calls from a Rabbi, Eli Langsam. How he found me, he obviously has a connection somewhere, but he found and found and found. And on Hanukkah that year, he he was putting together menorah at the shopping center near me, and he said, "Steve, come and see me now." And I did, and I gained a brother, I gained family here.
One of the Langsom's first initiatives in Peoria was youth programming. Hebrew school throughout the school year and camp during the summer months.
All three of my children have attended the Hebrew school, have learned a lot of both Hebrew as well as blessings, prayers, learning about Israel. It's just been a phenomenal experience for them.
Probably the greatest thing that Chabad brought to our community was their summer camp. Gan Izzy has been such a magnificent addition to the Peoria community. My kids had gone, I think, since the second year.
The thing that I enjoyed most about Gan Izzy was having all my friends there with me, and all together we did lots of fun things. And we learned lots of Hebrew, and we went on scavenger hunts, we did sports, went swimming, we did anything you can imagine.
And I can remember sitting at the Langsom's home on last Shabbat one year, and the kids are crying, and I look over, and there's other people crying, and I start crying, just because it was such an amazing experience. And at the end of each summer, it was just kind of, what else do we do all summer? We don't have Gan Izzy, we don't have our Chabad family to go to.
For young adults, Rabbi Ellie and Sarah Langsom offer activities on the Bradley University campus, bringing the pride of Jewish identity to students, faculty, and staff. Many join the community programs and actively participate in Shabbat dinners, holiday programs, and social events, making Bradley University a home away from home for every Jew.
One of the most recent things I've seen happen is a remarkable thing, is bringing Judaism to Bradley University. He's brought in a kosher food program, which is second to none.
So Chabad on campus has been great. Our Shabbat dinners make me feel like I'm back at home at my kitchen table with all my family. It's great because Sarah, the rabbi's wife, actually cooks for us, and it makes it feel even more warm, and her whole family comes. Rabbi Langsom has been great. He's so enthusiastic about every event he has, and he knows how to connect with the students, and the students absolutely love him, so it's great.
Professional, thought-provoking, and relevant, Chabad Adult Education offers courses that delve far deeper than typical Bible study.
Just great courses. They're multimedia courses. There's lots of good discussion, and it's been an invaluable contribution to the community.
They cover everything from law to health to ethics. Even if you're a lawyer, they offer some continuing education credits. So there's many reasons to take these classes, and they are very informative.
In addition to educational initiatives, Rabbi Ellie and Sarah host Shabbat and holiday meals, services and celebrations, as well as life cycle events. They also organize public holiday events, such as the popular menorah lighting ceremonies for Hanukkah.
Having the menorah lighting on campus for the first time ever was a very monumentous event. Having the president of the university come and speak and participate in the lighting of the menorah was a big step in the right direction for Jewish life here at Bradley University.
Today, Chabad of Peoria celebrates our 10-year anniversary. A decade of community service, a decade in which a mission and a lot of passion were transformed into a dynamic Chabad center. Under the auspices of Chabad headquarters, Rabbi Ellie and Sarah Langsom are responsible for their own fundraising and programming.
So I guess now I get the opportunity to congratulate the rabbi and his wife on 10 years of amazing service to the community. I don't think they've stopped for a minute. Somehow I think we've got to give them a holiday now. It's been 10 years of 24-hour care of everyone. I'm so happy to have you as family. I'm very lucky to have you guys.
The past 10 years since Chabad has come to town have been the most exciting years in my memory for this community.
Congratulations to Chabad, happy 10th anniversary in Peoria, and Behatzlacha.
The Lubavitcher Rebbe taught, one must never be satisfied with past accomplishments, but must continuously aspire to grow as individuals and as a community. This evening, as we celebrate this milestone, we take the Rebbe's words to heart. Chabad of Peoria will continue reaching out to all of Peoria's Jews. And even more, we will redouble our efforts to maximize our impact and reach, illuminating the inner spark that is inherent in every soul, the ember that ignites and connects us to each other and to our shared heritage.
Big moment. I can't believe it's the final pledge total. Look at him go!
What I wouldn't give to be dancing with those rabbis right now.
Hey, come on, Joey, join us!
I don't know how.
Just feel the joy, brother. Just feel the joy.
Everyone, while you're all enjoying your dinner, it's always important to have divrei bracha, divrei Torah, words of Torah. It is my honor and privilege to introduce to you the Regional Director of Lubavitch Chabad of Illinois, who actually met with Dr. Halperin more than 10 years ago to begin Chabad in Peoria. So all the credit goes to Rabbi Daniel Moskowitz, who is also on the board of the International Chabad Lubavitch Educational Arm of Jewish Education, and a very dear mentor of mine, my dear uncle, Rabbi Daniel Moskowitz, for Divrei Torah.
Thank you very much, Rabbi Langsam. To my dear colleagues, the Chabad rabbis from around the state who are gracing us this evening with their presence, to the honorees, President Glasser, our good friends, Dr. and Mrs. Tom Halperin, Mr. George Jacob, and Dr. and Mrs. Uretsky, and also with recognition to our friend, Senator Kaler. We welcome you all here tonight. There was once a fellow who owned a Jewish deli, and after a number of years, he was finally moving into his expanded, large location on the Lower East Side. It was the opening day. People had come to greet him, and a big bouquet of flowers came to his door. He opened it up with great excitement. The flowers were beautiful. He looked at the note, "May he rest in peace." He was livid. How could they make such a big mistake? He called up the florist to give them a piece of his mind. And when he finally went through his litany of the language that he knew best, the florist said on the other side, "But sir, that's only half bad. Can you imagine what's happening at the funeral home when they're getting their florist and it says, 'Mazel Tov' on your new location?" When we came to this community over 10 years ago, there were those who weren't sure what to say when we proposed to them that there should be a shliach, a Jewish center, a Chabad house here in Peoria. They weren't sure whether to say Mazel Tov or to say something else. They weren't sure whether this would be long-lasting or just for a fleeting moment. But tonight, we are all here as we stand in awe, in recognition, and in gratitude to the wonderful work that Rabbi Eli and Sarah Langsam are doing and their family with the guidance, the visions, the blessings that the Lubavitcher Rebbe had sent to each and every shliach, to each and every emissary, and we see that they are living their role with great success, fortitude, and enthusiasm, and today, one and all together are saying Mazel Tov. In yesterday's Torah portion, we read about a match. Our forefather Yitzchak was looking for his Basherte, for his destined wife to become the matriarch of our people. And Eliezer, the trusted confidant of his father Abraham, brought Rivka to his doorstep. What did Yitzchak look for to find out whether this in fact was his match? This would be the wife who would go on to be a leader for the Jewish people, a role model for all peoples. How did he know that this was the one? And he brought Rivka into the tent of his mother. And he saw that special blessings were coming about. The same blessings that had come to his own mother. There was a cloud that was around the tent. There was blessing in her dough. There was a candle that lasted from Friday night to Friday night. Those same miracles and qualities that happened to his own mother, this was happening to Rivka, his future wife. And he knew this was the one. When the Langzams came to Peoria, people were wondering, is this the match? Are these the proper people that will be able to ignite our community, inspiring us soul by soul? And everyone noticed. There was a cloud over their home, meaning that wherever someone was looking, they were able to identify this is an open home. This is a place where everyone is welcome. The signpost is there, and everyone should please come in and benefit. We all heard about it tonight, all evening long. The blessing in her dough, the food that was in the Langzam's home, the kosher food, that experience is something that everyone remarked about. And then they saw the candle that burned from Friday evening to Friday evening. Has anyone ever seen the Langzam home dark? Whether it's the wee hours of the night, the early hours of the morning, all day long, they're there for each and every one. Not 6 days a week, 7 days a week, from Friday evening to Friday evening. Who was Yitzchak's mother that he was trying to emulate? Her name was Sarah, just like our own Rebbitzin Sarah Langzam. Together with her husband Eli, this young couple have made Peoria their home. It's amazing as we all walked in to this beautiful dinner tonight to see the beauty, to see the grace, but more importantly, to see the enthusiasm, how everyone's souls are ignited with a life, with a vigor, with a determination, that Am Yisrael Chai, we are a nation that lives in Eretz Yisrael, Am Yisrael, wherever we might be. We are alive and we are vibrant. You are blessed to have such leaders in your community. You are blessed that you are part of this wonderful organization. Hopefully, everyone is doing whatever they can to support in a way that will make the Chabad of Peoria even more successful than it's been up till now. And together, we will all look forward to that time where each candles of each of our souls will join together until we have that illuminated torch that will light up the world and tell us that the time of redemption has come. Mazel tov.
Thank you very much, Ale Moskowitz. The fun is only beginning. We have some great entertainment this evening. However, we heard so much about, as Rabbi Moskowitz so eloquently just mentioned, about the 10th of Sarah. We have a very special presentation, a surprise presentation that was put together by Sarah's very own sister to be presented tonight at this celebration.
Hi, good evening. My name is Khani Khanan. I'm Sarah's big sister. I've come to support her, and I'm on behalf of my family. And I'd love to give her something that's personal, something I hope will enjoy, something that's one of the themes of the evening, Sarah's tent. I finished. It's an oil painting that I made. I actually worked on it this week, and it's still a little wet, freshly painted. And I'm dedicating to my sister and shlichus, the shlucha of Peoria, Sarah's tent.
Wow, that's beautiful. Now it's going to be hanging in our home. And always remember the true legacy of what Sarah, our mother, is all about. Before we go to tonight's entertainment, we look around and we see how much work went into an evening like tonight. There are so many people to thank, starting with our very own mashkiach, David Shiner, who spent hours, nights and days, koshering every one of our forks, spoons, and knives, together with my brother Yisrael, who flew in from Toronto the last few days, making sure that everything is kosher, top-notch. I'd like to thank my parents coming all the way from Brooklyn, New York, my brother coming from Montreal, Canada, my brother coming in from Los Angeles, California, my dear friend Eric and Cindy Goldberg from coming in from Connecticut, my colleagues from throughout the state of Illinois who joined us in tonight's event. However, there's always one very special person to thank, and that is a very special family here in Peoria, a very special couple, two people that have been at Chabad starting from when we first met, close to 10 years ago. And it's my honor and privilege to introduce to you with a presentation. We would like to give a little token of appreciation to Leonard and Donna Kaufman for the tireless effort upon Chabad and the entire Jewish community. Leonard and Donna. If I'm not for myself, who will be for me? And if I am only for myself, what am I? And if not now, then when? This says Leonard and Donna Kaufman. Presented to Leonard and Donna Kaufman in appreciation for your endless dedication and devotion. November 20th, 2011, 23rd of Cheshvan, 5772, Chabad Jewish Center of Peoria and Bradley University. And now, we always heard about Chabad and the idea of thought, speech, and action that Dr. Huberman said, but we brought into you tonight a mentalist who will bring Chabad, who focuses on the memory, on the mind, in a reality and in a fun, exciting way. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming mentalist. I don't want to go through the entire title, but he's been working for the FBI, he's been working for the for the New York City State Department, and my dear friends, mentalist Mark Salem.
Would say, "You're on CNN." He wasn't. We just would try to scare him.
Jay, I have here some books that I grabbed. I do a lot of traveling. I have here some books I grabbed. You could change with each other. At the end, I want you all to decide on one book for you, one for him. You can trade with Jay. You can take as much time as you like. I don't care. Which one are you choosing? Brad Meltzer? Okay. And which one's that? Told him he needs his glasses. Instant intuition. All right. Let's begin with A. A, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to pick a word. Now, I should tell you, much of my graduate work was at the University of Pennsylvania. My field was primarily nonverbal communication, those subtleties that we give off that we pick up. Let me just give you a perfect example. What I want you to do, Alan. Okay, Alan, just say stop at any point. Say stop at any point. The first word, first line. Have you done that?
Yes, I got it.
Okay, stare at my forehead. It's easy to do, it goes to the back of my neck. Okay, Alan, just imagine the first letter, say nothing loud. Say nothing loud, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Is that a D?
Correct.
All right. Now, let me explain something. Don't applaud. I do this in my classes, but it's too late for you now. I do have a book out. I have 3 books out. My latest book, I'm not even here to push it. I'm not here going to tell you the title. It's number 74 on Amazon. But if you write to me, I'll send you a PDF file. It's my book. I can do whatever I want with it. See, the second you're pronouncing the word in your mind now. That's odd. You're not even spelling it. That's A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q. That's an R. Is the word dread?
Correct.
Give him a round of applause. All right. Thank you, Alan. Okay. See how this works, Jay? Jay, it's a piece of cake. Yes, you could go back. See? Rather painless. Jay, just say stop at any point. Look at the first 2 words. Look at the first 2 words on the line. Have you done that? Choose either word. They're not the same, right? You just chose one of 2 words? Stare at my forehead. Say nothing aloud. A, B, C, D, F, G. It's a B. Is that correct? Okay, great. You do want to play poker with us, man. Blink is a dead giveaway. You're an honest man. Let me explain. Most people are honest. There's lots of what are called tells or giveaways. See the second letter, probably vowel, A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U, it's an E. Is that correct? See the next letter, see the next letter, see the next letter, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J. You looked at the same moment that I hit the letter, just to confirm it in your mind. That's an H. Is that correct? The word is B-E-H-I-N-D. The word is behind. Give him a round of applause. Jay, I'd like to give you a signed copy of this book. Best wishes, Brad Meltzer. You now have an autographed copy of the book. Give him a round of applause, please. All right, let's take this a step further. I should tell you what, much of my work as a college professor was in nonverbal realms. Those subtleties, as images that we give off, we take off. Let me give you an example. Can everybody go like this, please? Go like this. 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 Now take this and touch your chin. Notice how many of you are touching your cheek. Yeah, you can't go like that. That's not fair. The point, of course, is what we see carries far more information than words alone. That is part of the nature of the nonverbal. Because I didn't want to interrupt during the Dvar Torah, I just left something over here. And I'm going to focus on number. I'm going to focus on number just to make some discretion here. I'm going to focus on a number, two-digit number between 0 and 50. Both digits odd, not the same, not like 11. Two-digit number between 0 and 50, both digits odd, not the same, not like 11. Did anybody get 37? Good. Let me try two-digit number between 1500. Two-digit number between 1500. Two-digit number between 1500. Both digits even, not the same. Two-digit number between 1500. Both digits even, not the same. Who got 68? What number did you get?
68.
Yeah. Thanks for raising your hand. It's okay. And this gentleman over here You didn't even get a number, did you? No, join me up here. No more math, no more math, I promise. Hi, come on up. Thank you. Stop dawdling. And how about gentleman without the jacket over there? Join us, please. And can I have the lady in the, yeah. Don't worry, Madam President. Not looking at me, he's not going to stop me from picking you. The other lady at the table. Please. Thank you. Hello. And the gentleman in the white shirt at the next table, could join me quickly, please? White. Excellent, excellent. And finally, I promise I will use you. I know you're thinking, pick me, pick me, pick me. I will, but not yet. All right. And I see his hand up. But the person next to you, who's the person next to you? Could you join me, please, quickly? Thank you. No, you're going to find this to be quite enjoyable, I promise. And do me a favor. Could all of you just, great. All right. Could all of you take one step to my left, please? Okay, that's my right. I will not do that to you again. All right, but it's a natural thing to happen. They're up here, they're in an uncomfortable spot. I'm moving my hands in that direction. They're moving in that direction. I will not do that to you again. What is your name? Marion, can you stand and you're going to work with me. The rest of you move this way. Hello, what's your name?
I'm Alex.
Hi, Alex. And Steve? Matt? Leon? Ed? And Marianne. Alex, you know Marianne?
I don't.
Okay. You don't know Alex. Just check. Now I'm going to give you each a marker. Take it. One for you, one for you, one for you, one for you, one for you. No, you're going to have a far more fun job. Now let's just turn our backs away from that. Now, in a moment, I'm going to ask you all to make a drawing. It could be a sketch, a doodle, something you've drawn before, something you've never drawn before. The important thing is that don't take the top off yet, no matter how much you enjoy the fragrance. As long as the drawing of something, and not merely a series of wiggly lines. Okay, take the top off markers. You're going to have 30 seconds to make this drawing. Your 30 seconds begins now. From this point on, time is ticking already. 4 seconds have gone by. The time we say 4 seconds have gone by, another 6 seconds have gone by. It's an amazing phenomenon. Time continues to move forward. The numbers are moving backwards. We're now down to 16 seconds. We're at 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. You know the words.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Top spectrum markers. Drop the markers on the stage. Take all the drawings, pass them to Alex, please. They're passing you the markers. Have they done that?
They dropped them on the floor.
The markers. No, they're passing you the drawings.
Oh, okay.
Have you got them, Alex? They're having trouble deciding which way you are. You have them, Alex?
I do.
Mix them up, please. Mix, 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 mix. Mix, 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 mix. All mixed up?
Yep.
Drawings too?
Yep.
Great. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take these one at a time. We'll look at them. I will show each of you what's been drawn. I'll show it to the audience. I then will ask you if you drew it. Each of you will say no. Even if you did draw it, you'll say no. One of these people will be lying. We're going to see if we can tell, through physical motion, vocal quality, perhaps some other factors, who's telling the truth and who's lying. So let me first show this to everybody out there. Titanic. All right, it's a boat. Maybe. All right, watch them carefully, but I'll walk you through this as well. All I want you to do is say no. Even if you drew it, say no. Draw this. Draw this. Draw this. Draw this. Draw this. One more time. Draw this. Draw this. Draw this. Draw this. Draw this. All right. Now, did you see anything that? Now you don't know these people. Okay. Usually, what we're looking for is something different from the norm. Did you notice anything different from the norm? I did. Yeah. No, you're just guessing. Yeah, but one person looked directly in my eyes. See, that's not normal. When somebody talks to you, you may hear in our culture people say, look people in the eyes. No, when you talk to people, you look away, you look away. If someone stares you directly in the eyes, they're either uncomfortable with what they're saying or it's an overture to romance. In this case, I'm quite sure it's not. That was you. If you yourself do that? Yeah. Nice try. Now, I should tell you, I have a weekly video blog on the Men's Health magazine section. For many years, I did a column for them, and now it's been turned into a video blog, so you can find out more of these sorts of things. Could I have the next drawing? Where are they? Great. A Bradley Grave. Grave? Brave. Oh. Well, it's okay, let them fall. Drop everything. Drop the woman of valor. Not that that's intended. Operative answer is no. Watch extremities as well. All right, even while I'm talking right now, you should be kind of watching them. Sometimes it's easier to pick up things through the side of your eye. You draw this, draw this, draw this, draw this. Okay, we're not ignoring you because we don't like you. It's just, you make it far too easy. Do you see anything unique? He did close his eyes. Okay. He closed his eyes. Oh, the picture.
The D9 tractor.
Yeah, you come to Peoria, I get D9 tractors. The fact of the matter is, closing eyes, that was, for example, Bush's problem, was whenever he lied, he would blink rapidly. Oftentimes that comes from childhood. When you see things, you lie, you shut your eyes, you think, they can't see me lying. It's not true, they could. Doug's next one, please. Thanks, Alex. What, did it fall off? Thanks. Oh, that's nice. It's a vase with some broken flowers. All right. Let me just show this to all of you. All right. Draw this. Draw this. Draw this. One more time. Draw this. Draw this. Draw this. Yes, he did, but one person did something he'd never done before, and that gave it really emphatic no, as if this will convince you. I mean no, except the fact that they've never done it before. So it didn't convince me. This is yours, isn't it? Can I have the next one, please? Yeah, this is not emphatic. Now this is nice. You wonder what kind of mind takes a gaseous ball and puts sunglasses on it. Obviously, some kind of scientific hybrid. The light's shining in its face. You think the sun worries about that? Operative answer is no. Even if you drew it, say no. Draw this. Draw this.
No.
Draw this. Draw this.
No.
Yeah, she did that, and it was also this. See? All this is learnable. All this is learnable. Okay, could you guess who drew the next one? Let's ask. Did you draw the next one? Wait. Don't even show it. Say nothing loud. Say nothing loud. Animal, vegetable, mineral, animal, vegetable, mineral. Some kind of animal, some kind of animal. Say nothing aloud. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's an animal, vegetable, mineral. It's an animal, vegetable, mineral. It's an animal. It's a humanoid. It's a human being. It's a human being. It's a human being. It's indoors. It's outdoors. It's outdoors. It's a human being that's outdoors. Human being at work. Human being at play. Human being at play. Human being at play. There's a human being outdoors at play. Being eaten by a starfish. No, forget that. That was just on your mind. But we won't go there. What is the object? What did you draw? A tricycle. What human beings at play use. 5 honest people. You all did terrific. Give them all a round of applause. Put that on the refrigerator. You were wonderful. Thank you. All right. Oh, don't worry about this. All right. Let me tell you. This sort of thing, the way that we're influenced, the way nonverbals give off information. The Rebbe used to give people dollar bills. Now, those were considered blessed things. In the name of tzedakah, tonight I am going to give some people some money. And I don't raise your hand. That's not how you get money. Stand up. Oh, you are standing. Hey, don't worry about it. He's going to get taller. This is as tall as I'm ever going to get. Stand up, young fellow. Yeah. Just stay there. We don't need to stand there. And could you stand, please? And Rabbi, pick someone at your table. Stand, please. All right. I have here 4 envelopes. You would call them envelopes, I know. One has a little computer drawn on it. One has a little smiley face. One has a little car. One has a house. 3 of these envelopes contain a $1 bill. The other one contains considerable more. My job is to influence you. Now you may say, well, each one of these means something. That's true. Or perhaps they're the only things I could draw. Let's begin with you. You get to choose one of these, and you're going to walk just over here. Which one would you like? Would you like the face, the house, the car, or the computer? The face. Please take it. Hold still, and just wait right there. All right, sir, could you join us? Which one of the remaining would you like? The house, the car, or the computer? Please come take it. Young man, come here. All right, which would you like, the car or the computer? You sure? I'll let you change your mind. You sure? I'll let you change your mind. Which one do you want? You sure? I don't want people to think that I'm tricking you. You can trade with him if you want. You're going to stay with that one. You're going to stay with that one? You can trade with me. You can trade with me. You can trade with me. You're all fine. Now, you're all going to get some money. Let me just say I'd like it if half of the money at least went to tzedakah. All right? To charity. Okay, man? You okay with that? All right. Tear your envelope open. Okay? Feel something in your envelope? Yeah, just tear it open. Take out what's inside your envelope. Go ahead. What's inside there? Take it out. What is it? It's a $1 bill. Great. You get that? You can sit down. Half of it to charity. Could you tear your envelope open? You want to trade? Okay. Take it out. What did you get? $1. Half of it to tzedakah. Take your seat. Tear yours open. I'll take mine out. One of us has $1. One of us doesn't. What's inside your envelope? Smiley face. $1. So I guess mine must be the $100 bill. But you all got winning hands. Give them all a round of applause. In response to the question, did I ever lose the money? The answer is yes. My wife always asks me after a program, she says, did I lose the money? Now I should tell you, I do a lot of police work. I don't solve crimes. I train police around the world, ways to read nonverbal cues, ways to read other people. I've worked in the longest case in American history, the largest payout in American history. I became very close with several police commissioners over a period of time, police commissioner in Los Angeles, Montreal, particularly New York City, where I worked under 5 different commissioners. The first time I met a commissioner a number of years ago, I was doing my Broadway show. The commissioner walks into the theater, suddenly his bodyguard jumps in front of it. His bodyguard says, hey, Mark, that's what he's supposed to say, hey, Mark, if you can tell me my shield number, my badge number, I'll bring over the rest of the force. Now, I don't know if that was a promise or a threat. No, I said, fine, let me give it a try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Third time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I studied his response, and I said, I believe your shield, your badge, is badge number 97. He reaches into his pocket, takes it out. Sure enough, it was badge number 97. Do me a favor. Hello. Hi. You ever read spy stories? No? Okay. Secret agents sometimes have secret names. Do you know that? What? Are you a spy? It's okay. I want you to help me. I want you to call out in a loud voice any consonant. Now, don't say Australia. I mean, from the alphabet, call out any letter but A, E, I, O, U, sometimes Y. D, a fine choice. And from the table back there, person in the red tie, hi. Okay, you. Fine, yours isn't red, but that's fine. Call out for me a vowel. You surprised I picked you, or that's your answer? And could you call out for me another consonant? S. So our secret agent's name is DOS. We also need to have a location for a rendezvous. Could you please name a city anywhere in the world? This gentleman. Where?
A city, Moscow.
Moscow. It's near Jersey. Right? We also need to have a date for this rendezvous. I don't mean someone to go to the movies with. This lady over here, could you please call for me any month, January to December?
January 14th.
Usually people say Tuesday. January 13th?
14th.
Does that mean something to you?
Yes.
This year, don't forget the card, everybody at the table. We also need a time for this rendezvous. This gentleman right here, you wearing a watch?
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll look at the other hand. You wearing a watch?
No.
Good, look at that hand. Imagine you're wearing a watch. Imagine time's changing. In your imagination, what time is it?
6:30.
6:30. Okay, gentlemen at that table over there, yes, raise your hand. Yes. Hi, is that AM or FM?
What?
AM or FM? AM or PM?
SM.
Is that 6:30 in the morning or 6:30 at night?
AM.
AM. Fine. Finally, every secret agent, when they travel, has to bring a gun, a map, a license to kill, and a nosh, a snack food. And that lady over there, please call out for me your favorite nosh. Potato chips. Could you join me on stage for a minute? Yeah, you could. Yeah, she's coming up to. Yes. Hello, what's your name? Esther. Hi, Esther. Anyone ever play Esty? Well, I just did. Fine. You don't even have to come up. All right. Hi, Esther. Just stand right here. You're going to help me. Okay? Now, we have here a rather remarkable spy story. We have a secret agent whose name is Das. A location that's Moscow. A date that's January 14th. A time that's 6:30 a.m. Potato chips is her favorite nosh. I want you to pick for me, let's try something simple. Let's try a shape. Let's try and pick a simple shape, like a circle or a square, not one of those two. Call for me a shape.
Star.
Okay, square. Could you reach into my pocket and take out my wallet? It's okay, you've done this before. Please open it up. You'll see inside of it is a zippered compartment. Please open that. Could you hold that for a minute? Okay, inside here is an envelope. In a loud voice, tell us what it says. Secret. In a louder voice, tell us what it says on top.
Top secret?
No, on top it says top.
Oh.
See, then it's a joke. It's funny, isn't it? Reach inside, take out what's in there. 1, 2, great. Does it. Here, take this home. You'll like it. Really, the whole family. Consider it an award, Rabbi. This is the award I can't use on Shabbos. Please open it up and read what it says from the top.
From the agency, the Pentagon.
From the agency, the Pentagon.
Concerning the Friends and Guests of Chabad Jewish Center of Peoria and Bradley University, you've all been chosen to go on a very important and top secret mission. Danger is everywhere, but your wit, wisdom, and faith will keep you safe. Your code name is Das.
Your code name is Das.
Meet me in Moscow.
Meet me in Moscow.
The date will be January 14th.
The date will be January 14th.
The time is set for 6:30 a.m.
The time is set for 6:30 a.m.
Don't forget potato chips.
And don't forget potato chips. And what was the shape you gave me as my secret code name? Square. Turn the card over. The government makes sure every card says that. What's it say? Square. Give them both a round of applause. That's yours. It'll fit inside the big bag. Trying to make a challah out of that. Any physicians here this evening? Any physicians? Yes? You're a physician? What are you, a baby doctor? Just kidding. You made it easy for me. Any real doctors? No, I mean one that could practice medicine and get it right.
Dr. Halpern.
What's that?
Dr. Halpern. Dr. Uretsky, yeah.
Dr. Uretsky, yes, you got it covered tonight. Yeah, come on up, doctor. And who's the other, Dr. Halpern?
Yeah.
Where's he? Yeah, so have him come up. Well, I'm going to force your father up. He's your father. You send him up. Doctor, join me, please. Two people got kabutum tonight. Hi, Dr. Uretsky. Mazel tov. Come on up here. And your specialty is what? A what? No, what was it you said the first time? Ear, nose, and throat doctor. And you, doctor, are pediatrician. So you work with people's feet. Coming from the Greek word ped, meaning foot. Attrition, meaning physician. So we have here two doctors. I want you to know, after teachers, I respect doctors more than any field. So we have two physicians, or as I like to call them, a paradox. You'll use it. Doctors, I have here something, in today's modern times, you rarely get to handle. It's called cash. Dr. Risky, this is a 50-cent for you. Dr. Halpern, is it? Dr. Halpern, 50-cent piece for you. Doctors, I want you both to take that coin, hold it up to the light. Make sure there's no mirrors, no pinholes, no radio antenna. It is indeed the normal kind of 50-cent piece, the kind that's worth about 4 cents. Gentlemen, you both may notice it's made up of 3 layers of metal, 2 layers of silver metal, and the outside a layer of copper in the center. Could you take off your glasses for one moment? I want you both to take that coin. Don't worry, it's been sterilized. No, really, it'll never have change. Take it and place it in your closed eye socket and hold it there with your finger. You both may notice it's virtually impossible to open up your eye underneath that. You know the medical reason for that? A piece of metal in your eye. Take it down. Actually, the real reason is your eyelid has among the weakest muscles in your body. Is that correct? I know it's true. Nothing I say isn't. All of you can try this yourself. Simply take your finger, lightly place it over. No, you have to shut your eye first. We've got lots of new patients for you. I also have here some surgical type tape. You ever use this stuff, Dr. Halpern? Business pleasure? I won't ask you, Dr. I bet both of you have nurses. I have to do this myself. The same way the rabbi koshered all the silverware himself. Not that his brother was falling asleep on his feet before, saying, "What a slave." So we have here a number of pieces of surgical type tape. You ever use this? What type do you use? Paper. What are you, poor? Oh, now he tells me it doesn't rip the skin. Well, it's okay. I also have here a bandana. Doctor, we'll begin with you. You're going to take that coin. You're going to place it in my right eye socket. You're going to take one piece of surgical tape, seal that in there. Watch this procedure carefully. I don't think he's ever done it before. While he's doing this, could you join me? Yeah, the person just, yeah, okay, anybody, fine. Fine. Just take these and hand them out to people on that side of the room. Okay? Yeah, that side. And yeah, the one who raised his hand tallest.
Me?
How do I know? You find it out. Just hand these out to people on that side of the room. Take the pens. There's also a pen that fell on the floor. Take the red pen on the floor. Listen carefully. I want everybody here, if you received a card or didn't receive a card, I want everybody here, listen to my voice. I want you to imagine a trip that you once took. Could have been a real place, a fake. It has to be a real place. But it could have been pleasure, it could have been business. The important thing is that it be a real place. Doctors, first, a pre-medical thing that I do. You're probably familiar with this. The schwitzectomy. Removal of sweat from the epidermal level. So again, if you received a card, on the card print your name, the location of the real place that you went to, your emotion, whatever the card elicits from you. If you don't have a card, spell out your name on your forehead, visualize the place, feel the emotion. I will work with both groups. Some people see more clearly if they write it down and focus on it. Others see more clearly if they let the thought go free. Doctor, you're going to take the coin, place it in my right eye socket, just seal that in there. Well done, doctor. Now take the ball of your hand, jab it into the eye socket. Push hard into the eye. Yeah, don't worry about hurting me. You have insurance. No, the ball of the hand. See, if you use your fingertip, then we hear this. Doctor, see how this goes? Please do the same on my left eye socket. You had the fish? Use the ball. Just push hard. Push hard. Great. Dr. Halperin? Yes. Yeah, from this point on, nodding will not be an acceptable response. Take another piece, place it across the eyes, avoid the temptation of putting it over my mouth. Yes, please. And again, yeah, don't use fingertips, just balls of your hands. Dr. Ulevsky, is it? Uretsky. Of my nose, please. And could I have the very last piece of tape, Dr. Halperin, between my fingers? Now, I know many of you, for the moment, you saw me have had one question only. You're thinking, Mark, how do you keep your mustache so trim? Antown. By the way, if anybody made l'chaim to the rabbi, as I hope you all will, don't be concerned about how much you drink tonight. I'm your designated driver. Dr. Uretsky, please take that, hold up to the light, make sure it's opaque, it can't be seen through. May I have it back? Let's get a second opinion. Thank you. Could my friends who handed out the cards collect the cards and the pens? Okay, the person on that side, the person over there, just collect the cards and the pen. Dr. Halperin, please tie this around the back of my head, make it tight, make a double or a triple knot. Basically till the top of my head turns some shade of purple. Is it double? Not? Okay. Doctor, have you ever taken anybody's pulse? Did you give it back? Take my pulse, Dr. Halperin. Beating somewhat normal? Yes. In a moment, it's going to speed up. Getting faster? No. Any change at all?
Yes.
What happened?
Can't feel it.
It's gone. Let me assure you I'm not dead. Watch. It's back. It's back. Go on. Back. Gone. Still gone. Still gone. Oh, he's nodding. It's back. My friends, that kept me out of Afghanistan. The fact of the matter is, what 10 years ago was considered autonomic nervous system, today we know, to help physicians, allied medical people, things like biofeedback. Some people, under some conditions, might be able to control things like heart rate, pulse rate, high blood pressure, maybe even migraine headaches. Doctor, I want you to go to that side, try to go back as well. Get about 4 personal items from 4 people. Get things that are interesting, amusing, or expensive. I'd like you to do the same thing, Dr. Uretsky, on that side. Get 4 personal items. Could the people with the cards, just 2 people who hand them out, quickly join me up here? Or give them to me and just put them up here, please. Who's that?
Not a personal item.
Who just helped? Okay. Did they give them back? Okay. Are my doctors back yet? No. Okay, if I get close to the edge of the stage, just say things like you're close to the edge of the stage. Harry? Harry, you here? Harry?
Yes.
Hi, Harry. Didn't mean to wake you. Harry Morgenstern?
Yes.
You had a good trip?
Yes.
You planning on going back, don't you?
I do.
You're going to be going back shortly. Do you know that? Was this to California?
Yes.
Just hold on to that. Was this to Palm Springs?
Correct.
Excellent. Leah? Hi, Leah. You had a good trip? I know. You're going back, though, you know? Yeah, you're going... November 4th. Does that mean something to you? What is that? Your birthday. You'll be going to its national park? Yeah, it was Yellowstone, wasn't it? It wasn't Yellowstone? Was it Jellystone? Was it Yosemite? Fine. That's not where you're going for your birthday. You're going to Yellowstone. Doctor, take any item you've been given, hold it under my fingers. Tell me you're doing that. I don't want to touch it. Make sure the audience can see it. Could I hear a voice? Could someone say, this is mine?
This is mine.
Is this jewelry? Is jewelry?
Yes.
Is gold?
Yes.
Plated? Whoop. I'm just kidding. It's a cheap joke. Dan? Hi, Dan. Were you an art stroll? Were you thinking of a profession? No. The other Dan was. Right, Dan? What, a doctor? Yeah. Eric? You're not thinking much distance, are you? You're thinking around the corner? You're thinking Peoria. That's around the corner, buddy. Doctor, another object. Hold on to my hand. Tell me you're doing that. Could I hear a voice? Could someone say this is mine?
Mine.
Are you holding many objects?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hold one. All right. There's electronic.
Yes.
There's a phone.
Yes.
It's last year's. And it has that fake leather on the outside, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Daniel? What does avocado mean to you? Fine.
I had a deep fried avocado.
On this trip?
Yes.
Was it to Waco?
Yes.
Excellent. Doctor? Another object. Tell me you have something. Can I hear a voice? Could someone say this is mine?
Mine.
John? This is yours? John?
No.
You're not John?
No.
You're Stephen.
I am.
You used to be John.
I went to the job.
Please, spare us. Thank you, Doctor. Notice how no one else cares. Stephen?
Yes.
You're retired now?
I am.
You used to work for Caterpillar, didn't you?
I did.
Is that Cone?
Yes.
Unusual, though. K-O-H-N?
Correct.
It used to be John. Thank you. Doctor, quickly? Anything? Could I hear a voice? Could someone say this is mine? Could I hear a voice? Hi, you didn't buy this, did you?
No.
You think they know it's missing? There's a container. Inside this container is liquid. It's a viscous liquid and a viscous as well. It is it's blue. It's a blue pen. Doctor, you can keep it. No, the drug companies aren't allowed to do that anymore, right? Doctor, another item, quickly. Can I hear a voice? Oh, man. You know, if you got the new iPhone, you wouldn't have all the problems you're having with this. What is this, a Samsung? Yeah, you know the problem you're having? Now you do. Okay. You got something? Can I hear a voice? Can someone say this is mine?
Yeah, that's mine.
Is this money, doctor?
Yes.
Is it British?
It's not American.
Anything not American is not necessarily, by definition, British. So the answer is it's not British, not that it's not American. Can I have it for a moment? This is money, though.
Yes.
Can I hear the voice of the person who owns this?
Yeah, it's mine.
Do you know where you got this?
Yeah, from the bank.
It's worth almost as much as $1. This is up north. Were you in Toronto?
Yeah.
Was it a bank in Toronto?
Yes, it was.
Find the serial number. Have you found it?
Yes.
Just find the number portion.
Okay.
Put my finger on the first number.
Did it give you the first number?
No, put my finger on the first number.
Oh, your finger.
It's okay. Not letter, number. That's 6.
Yes.
Next number. That's a 5.
Yes.
Next one. It's a 4.
Yes.
If I get the next one, you keep the money. Is there a 3? Oh, what is it?
6.
It's a 6. This spells counterfeit. By the way, it's a 1. Isn't there a 1 before the 6?
Yes.
You go to this man. Doctor, you wearing a watch? Take your watch off for a moment, please. Was it a gift?
No.
Well, then you bought yourself a gift. Could I have it? What time is it?
It's 9:28.
This watch keeps good time?
Yes.
You've had no problems with it?
No.
Right. Would you rather have an expensive watch?
Honey, can I have an expensive watch?
Does she have an expensive watch? Oh, you don't know? Get the other. Get 2 more watches. Just help me out. You get to keep whichever one you want.
Ira.
Do you like this watch stuff? It's very nice. Which one would you prefer? Your own or the ones that are worth money? You want your own. So what time does yours say? We'll synchronize it.
9. You just changed it. It's 8.
I changed it.
It's 8:29.
Yours is an electronic watch. You can't even change it. Is that correct? But now it's 9:20?
It's 9:20. This says 8:29.
Oh, make up your mind. What time is this?
10:40.
10:40. What time is this?
3 o'clock.
Okay, does this have a second hand?
It does.
Okay, so it's been used. Second hand watch. Just stroke your finger across the face. Did it stop working?
Yes.
Stroke it again. Did it start again?
Yes.
What time does it say?
10:30.
10:30. Hold your hand palm up. Hold your hand palm up. Tell me you're doing that. Close your hand over it. I want everyone to imagine time changing on that watch from 10:30 to 10:31. Wait a minute. Imagine out of control, out of control, out of control. What time is it now, Doc?
It's 10:56.
10:56. This was when you said was 8:30 or something before? What time is this now?
You said it was 3 o'clock.
Oh, you said it was 3 o'clock. Now what time is it?
9:30.
Now it's 9:30, which would be correct. Right? It's about 9:30 now? Hold your hand palm up. 9:30. Close your hand over it. Just close your hand over it. 9:30. Close your hand over it. Open it. What time is it now?
4:45.
4:45. Okay. Yeah, doctors and time. We pay for it, my friend. Can I have a round of applause for these two fine physicians? Return the items you collected, or you can keep them all, doesn't matter to me. My friends, for those of you who enjoy seeing people in pain, you're going to love this.
Is it right now?
Oh, stop it.
And it was right when you gave it to him?
I know, I had glasses when I came in. My friends, let me just conclude by saying several things. Again, nothing that I did this evening is supernatural. Nothing that I do is a cult. Virtually everything that I did could be done by any 10-year-old with 30 years of practice. Second, what I do is somewhat amazing maybe, but it's nothing compared to what Chabad does. That's all it is. I may do this at times. They, every single minute of every single hour, are doing miracles. Your being here this evening is also part of that miracle. I applaud Chabad. I give the Rabbi Mazel Tov, please.
Thank you very much, Mark. That was phenomenal. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for making this event such a great and excitement. Dessert will be served now, and followed by dessert there will be the Birkat HaMazon, the grace after meal. I would like to thank my brother-in-law who came in from New York together with his wife, Chani Chanin, together with Mendy Chanin. She was the one who put together that beautiful frame. I'd like to thank every one of you for coming here tonight, for making this event such a beautiful event. And we couldn't have done it without every single one of you. Thank you all for coming. Please enjoy the dessert and Birkat HaMazon to follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hello, Chabad of Peoria. We want to congratulate you on 10 years from all the AEPI brothers. Thank you, Rabbi Langsam.
Congratulations, Rabbi Langsam and the Rabbitson. Thank you for having us. Mazel Tov, and Lador Vador, from generation to generation. We'll continue this and to many more years of success. Thank you.